So, good afternoon. Sorry my broadcast went out because somebody was talking to me. So I am now home. So that's making it a bit difficult today. But we would just quickly have this conversation, and like every other week, we definitely would keep talking about this killing of the cops until justice is served. Like we told you before, if the government is really committed to incarcerating our brother, our community member, whom we know clearly that he has no hand in the killing of the cops, we are more determined, or 10 times or 100 more times determined, to defend the truth, and of course to demystify all their fabrications and, all their cooked up stories in their desire to ban, the main opposition party, the United Democratic Party, by killing the police to frame the party, and then now want to bounce on our own brother whom we grow up with in the community to say he's a rebel, which we know, and everybody knows he's not a rebel. We went to school with him, we grew up with him, we know him from childhood to this day. So, if a government could definitely jump and say, oh, this your dude is a rebel, then we have every right to really come out and say what you people are telling us is not true. So it's the same government that told us that he was at a UDP, whatever event, he works at become. Great. So I think the signal will be much better over here. Sorry, I got a visitor, so I'm going to call my other source, Benjamin, to help me out with something. But so, I'm coming for all of you to go. Today, what we are interested in is to basically look at things from a different perspective, and to look at, how their investigation had been carried out, and where we could basically tell that this could be a possibility and this is a complete fabrication. Now, among those is how did the police start their investigation? First, on the 12th, 2 police officers were shot dead. Another was in a critical condition. Now, when something like that happens, the first reaction of the public would be to rush to the site where this happened. And of course, the first reaction of the force will not be to find out who did it, but it will be like, okay, who are the casualties? Where are you taking them? You have to rush them to the hospital here and there. But in Gambia, when things like that happen, everybody rushed to the scene to find out what was happening there. Now, this was on the 12th, and we know how the Sukuta traffic light environment is. These are areas of pavement. This is not like whatever, and all that. Now, the police, in the execution of their so-called investigation, having arrested Usain Obojang from Casamas through Mama's so-called audio that they refused to bring to court, they went to his house. Imagine you get to somebody's house, I don't know, someone told me, molla lutero la wala molla perngol kandro, ali ol chika, and then you jump and say that it is Ninsamata Signoning, Nowaletara at the crime scene. Along, if you talk a quite juta molda about Gambia police force, I don't let you to name him from Sial Fong La Fong Alana Tambita La Fong. How on earth could you go to a crime scene like that? Sika Tali, you get there and you say that with all the people, we know when a crime happens like that, everybody rushes to this particular place. You jump and say that. Because internet one better. So if I know you can go for, I don't bunda phone sorrow. Yeah. Avana nyum fengo fa sister no nyum package on landi araka fa ndango do kono donc ay mal la nyum jam. Yeah, it looks like a wrong one. All right. So how on earth can the police say come one more be kono? It all tara damning, It all they went to somebody's house. It was somebody chicken or whatever ko ngani somebody seen knowledge at the crime scene. Now tell me how many people were at this particular crime scene when this particular thing happened? Because what era sudole. So what sudo atol ba sila nyonya de la ale samara sin no keme fula wala keme minta meda keme fula la ale jeki dro ale sinkino ale sa wandi samado chike la korda ko na ko ale wala tara crime scene. Does that make any sense? Or because the incident happened at Sukuta traffic light, you went to somebody's house and you met like a combat there. You don't even know who owned this combat. You will get to court and you will know who actually owned the combat. If it belongs to Usain Obojang, you will know. But that already, for me, is not even about what the court tells you, but it's about how ineffective, inefficient our state institutions are. And that includes the Gambia police force. How on earth can the police force go to a particular crime scene where you meet hundreds of people would have already gathered there when 2 people were killed, for you to just jump and go to somebody's house and pick a particular shoe there and come out to tell people that at the crime scene? Does that make any sense? And then you want to tell us that that shoe belongs to Usainu, not knowing that even the shoe that you pick from Usainu's house does not even belong to him. So you see how our state institutions continue to manipulate the system for political reason. Many along control be na duta ntol nyanda jikile na police olla ko nyinda nyanda tilonga nto nya sabati ntolla banko kam. But those people are the leaders of manipulators in that country. They fabricate people. Ika wulia la mol kam bara ale nyinda ke jang. We remember during the time of Yaya Jam atole tara jang fenko to jang do swang cemetery ale wande furer wuli ke sen Ghanaian ole ka voy kwa alla mol ale mini be fan walla world. If the police can go to that extent, what else can the Gambia police not do? Ali Olbeke Gambia Jani going to Joshua Cemetery to dig people's grave and then send them to Ghana to say it was the Ghanaian people, that you people. We know the people who did that. They are not in prison somewhere else. So just like any one of you, this government will go and you people will definitely face justice. Because at all the police will fall me can just simply because you wanted to ban the United Democratic Party. How comes you go to somebody's house, you meet combat boots and you say they belong to him? How did you know they belong to him? How did you know that the combat boot you picked at Usaino's house belongs to Usaino Boja? As a matter of fact, how do you go to a crime scene where hundreds of people would have gathered already, and then you just all of a sudden say this particular, shoot track is what we met on that particular site? Does that make sense? Is this like an operation where a single person enters a particular house to rob it, and then he has his own footpaths that you have to follow? More so in a public environment where anybody can do anything, and all of a sudden the police could say that this combat shoe is basically what we found on the tracks. Does it make any sense to any reasonable human being? Dami yalong ko mo kemel ka benjaman ko mo nara sunyaro la wandi korda ko na samabu sa damari be takang asamara sinu libulata wol no me ko nyin samara singo ni karla samara singo mulunda ba dami yalong ko kafu bendulalom a traffic light whatever o mi yalong ko manola famo bod la manke banko mun ko ita ba fono la nyaadi le ko karla samara sinu la nyinde foko pare ite wala o samato ide min tombo wala suwo kono ani wo samara sinu. Can you show us picture of the samara sinu nyin ani ala samado min bondi wala suwo kono ani jumala ta mo samadot albe lankene malala albe wanyar lal Alman police will fenna for politico. And you don't know how to figure that out, and you want to come here be telling people all kind of things. But this is what the president got to understand, that no matter how you hate the United Democratic Party, you are a product of the United Democratic Party. No matter how differences you people have, you don't have any right whatsoever to connive with people to kill the police because you want to fabricate the United Democratic Party and you want to ban their party. In as much as you might want to ban their party, you have no right to kill serving officers. And the funny thing is, you people would think that the police don't like that we are talking about this. The police know they cannot talk for themselves, and they know basically what is happening and what has happened, because these are the people that work within our intelligence, departments. So they know basically what had happened, but they don't have that liberty to talk about it because they cannot protest the killing of their own men. So they have to shut up on it. This is how Yaya Jammeh have been operating, and this is how you people have started now killing people. Government can do anything and everything but not killing people. So therefore, this is what you people need to understand. And then you cannot just jump and tell us that, oh yeah, Usaino Bojan killed the cops. We went to his house, we picked his shoes, the combat boots, and then, some of the scene at the crime scene. Does it even make any rational sense? Did you take pictures of the some of the scene at the crime scene? Make a comparative analysis and tell us where exactly you got all those fabricated stories. You cannot hide this case, and it has gone to a point that it's too much for you people now because you cannot deal with it anymore. And the international community will know how toxic and terrible you people are. People have been talking about, you people wanting to give more contract to whatever guy who said he used codes here and there to get to Casamas for an unknown person to be giving to him, because because what is going to happen is all of these folks will definitely face justice. Anybody can be quiet about it. So now, going through their investigations, these people get to this particular crime scene. They crime scene, they guarded the crime scene. But at what time did they get to the crime scene? But among all the people at, at the traffic light, when this happened, you want to tell me that everybody ran away and there was no person? It was just this single person and this single suit truck that you met at this particular site. And then how do you actually determine that this suit truck or this suit you meet at Usain Bojang's house is the suit that basically was at this particular place? How? And how do you determine that this suit actually belongs to Usain Bojang? You basically realize that you picked somebody else's in their family house and then you fabricated a story that it is more or less the same. All of these things we will bring to you in court, and you will come to actually tell us where you get all your information and how you fabricated all your lies and stories. So and then we are not going to watch you people do that. The entire country can be silent, but we basically know this dude. We grew up with him. We went to school with him. So UDP la param alta mol dundila wada fale for the tembo do miyalonko almost 1 year you incarcerated somebody with his sister falsely, and it is obvious to all of you that it is false, but you still continue to keep them in detention for whatever reason only you people know. Now you went to his house, you said you were looking for a gun. You did not meet any gun there. You went to his sister's house, you did not meet any gun there. You arrested his family members, you did not get any gun from them. So what has your investigation revealed at that stage? What has your investigation revealed to you about this guy being rebel or not? What has your investigation revealed to you that this guy was actually in possession of a weapon? DIG So told us that Usain Bojang was in possession of a weapon from a long time. And he was with this weapon at UDP's court case in Banjul. But you searched this boy everywhere and anywhere, including those of his families and, of course, their family house and even his close friends. You did not find any gun. So how did you come to a conclusion that the dude was having a gun from a long time and he was with this gun at the UDP's police case? And what connection does Usain Bojang have with the UDP for you to fabricate that kind of a story? Is that not directly telling us that these people's intention was not, on Usain Bojang? They only wanted to ban the UDP and they don't know how to do it. And they fabricated their story in that line. And then you want to tell us that no, Amanta Wanyama, the guy said he was in the rebellion in Kazamas. Imagine, an entire police force could lie to this level. And what Sankare successfully did is to get himself completely, out of the entire case. Because Sankare alano ko lumbe silambani ninkala loko italo ko Usain Bojang rebelol italo ko akido soro nyindla kare italo ko molle ajo italo ko abenu UDP la event of enkodo. How did you come to all of those things? Because no matter who becomes president next, accountability would definitely happen. Because alta molla mol falal ko le otuye. Look, Yahya Jammeh was more powerful than you in all aspects. But that is not what he ended up. I don't want to, and whatever you are doing, you do it justly. So what Sankare did was to say, accountability is on the police, not me. And what he did successfully was to write again, everything denouncing everything afong mimbefo. Kafo ko ngani mimbefo dentama fo wala Sankare mimbefo, adama fo ntolenga fai. And that was written by Sankare and sent to the police for the police to publish what Sankare has wrote as a disclaimer from the police. Is Sankare a police officer to write a disclaimer from the police, or to actually write a press statement for the police to say Sankare manyin fai fengofem for drone tolenga fai? So we are taking full ownership of that, which was written by Sankare himself. Is that not even disgusting? And you all have the guts to say, y'all on in cool betakan court and all that. I don't tell you about it. But be fun reality. Everything that you all are doing is not true. And there is no way that somebody that people grow up with in the neighborhood and know from childhood to this day that you all can jump and say he's a rebel. And look at how the trend of your investigations. Look at the trend of your investigations. So what did they do? The government of the Gambia, through the Gambia police force, did not in any way use any code to arrest Usain Bojang. Usain Bojang left his house to go, solve his problem with this white lady, even though at that stage, he was quite confused about what was happening and all that, and then has this issue with a hacker, whom this hacker actually added me on Facebook, and I said, you know what, you landed just one of our brother in trouble, and he or she quickly blocked me. I was like, get the hell with whatever. But Usain Bojan got to, Jululum looking for, a Marabu or whatever. And this safety guard said, I know somebody around this neighborhood who is actually a Gambian woman and is a Marabu or whatever. And then directed this boy to go there. And then the only collaborating thing in their audio, record mimbela, is that when he got to the garage, he told the safety garage that he basically have a problem with his white lady. And this is exactly what he repeated in the audio that Mama recorded him. And that is why government deliberately refused to bring this audio to court. So why did government refuse to bring this audio to court? Simply because, the audio clearly, incinerated the boy that, oh, he's not really part of all this bullshit. Because what collaborated in that is what he told the garage man at the garage, and what he told them in that audio was the same thing. That so now, where is the point that you people said he confessed to killing the cops? Where? Where is the audio in which he confessed to killing the cops? Why did you refuse to bring the audio to court? Now, everybody has a phone. And you said that he was, more or less planning this with these co-conspirators, and it took him a week of surveillance. They were surveying all these paramilitary bases within that area, right? And he met these co-conspirators in a mosque. So we know that to do all that, they definitely need to communicate. Why did the government not get the printout of all the call logs of Usain Bojan and present them to the court? Because they know that even his call logs actually put him out of this nonsense that they criminally connived against the United Democratic Party. So, we are not crazy. The UDP would keep themselves out of it. We who were born and grew up with this dude, we will not, because we clearly know that you people are criminals. And this is how you've been operating. And the Gambia Police Force, let me tell you one thing. The dude that died in custody at the Gambia Police Headquarters, we know it. You people went to Fonyi, you killed, Haruna, whatever, this government. Haruna Jata there. You went to Faraba, you killed 3 people there. In your custody at the police headquarters, somebody died there. You think you're hiding that? No. We knew all about all of those things. And now you killed 2 of your own men just to satisfy a government that want to ban its major opposition party. And then you think that Gambians are going to be silent about it? No. We know everything that is going on in that country, and we will definitely keep record of all of these things, and someday you all will be accountable for your actions. Like we've been used to. Couple of years ago in the Gambia, simply because of how people subjugated us and of course subjected us to all kind of nonsenses in that country. And this is what you people want to continue? And then you want to turn around and say, oh no, this boy is a rebel, when you know that everything around it was masterminded by you. How can UDP be complaining about a Pate Jallo and all of a sudden a Pate Jallo is killed, and the same senior Pate Jallo would come out and tell other people that, well, boy, we want you more police. Yeah, I'm gonna do. Your own little brother was killed by the past regime here. You were on TV, you were on platforms crying there and of course bitterly complaining about it. And you are back here masterminding some of those things, and you people think that we are going to sort up on it. Yeah, all the same. You had the guts to tell people, oh no, boy, we confess now, mom, definitely. Where are the recordings? Because if the police are to investigate you and they are going to question you and all that, you definitely need to have, conscious recordings of all of those proceedings. Did you have any of those? No. But what did you do? Fortunately, this dude know all your names and of course had actually mentioned all of your names. Someday you all would pay for your actions. Kon deka bi waxtu mo jot pour ñu waxante dega nguri baro ngur bu bon la cause ngur bu wara dem ba mëna rey ñaari police pour frame UDP. Man, like, UDP might not really be not a party that I think all their agendas or all the things that they would say are mostly what I conform to or whatever. But there is no way you can just out of hate a party that you even came from, you could actually frame police officers and kill them to a point that you basically want to ban that political establishment that brought you to power. So we can basically understand that what Thomas Sankara had gone through with his half-brother or somebody he grew up in the same neighborhood. Wickedness is always within. It's not always far from where we are. So we will not watch you incarcerate this dude out of your own, fabrications. And then what they're now saying is that, oh yeah, what Mama said collaborated with what, Al-Hussein Dari said. Mama and Al-Hussein Dari were the ones that were recording Hussein. But Al-Hussein Dari told us that when Hussein met him at the garage, he told him that he basically have a problem with his white person. Now, because he has a problem with his white person, is looking for, a marabu, whatever, you directed her to Mama. On top of once he got to Mama, Mama called you to come there. And then said, oh, this boy, he said this and that and that. You never witnessed anywhere Usainu said he killed the cops. And nobody among all of you would say the same. And that is why when the journalists came there and you had an interview with them, the interview that, you had with the journalists, what you told them and when you came to court, what you said is completely different. And that is why the government deliberately arrested Mankajang, because they did not want the information he got to come out. And we know up till this day that you people are after that dude. But Mankajang, let me tell you one thing. I don't know you personally, but think about it. You went there, you had an interview with this Al-Hussein Dari. You had an interview with other people in the house where Mama was lodged. They clearly tell you what the dude said and what he did not say. You went to the garage, you clearly know what the dude said and what he did not say. You got back to you post on Facebook that you got clear information. You got to the Gambia police force arrested you. Why did they arrest you? Because they want to confiscate every information that you got. Of course, they did not succeed in doing that. But now, you have every credible information to come out to the court and tell the court that this is exactly the recordings of these people and this is what they told me when I was there, and the police had arrested me on because of this case, but these are the facts that these people had told me. But you know what? People are calling you to say, oh, you have prospects, you have this and this, don't come here and waste your time. You're not doing this for Usainu Bojang because we know Usainu Bojang is quite an innocent youth. But the people that are telling you that, oh, because either they benefit you or basically they want to make you believe that they could do something for you, it's not about you. It's about what the truth is. So if the truth of the country lies in your hands and other people want to use you to say, don't say this, don't come here, do it because they had arrested you before, they are going to do this and that to you or whatever, let the truth prevail. But at the end of the day, we have sufficient information to actually argue this case beyond reasonable doubt, because already the lies and fabrications that the government came up with are already clear to every Gambian, including all their, fabricated stories or press conferences here and there. Because you cannot tell us that you use codes to arrest somebody and another person say, oh no, I reported him to the paramilitary of, Senegalese, and then you turn around again and say, no, he was a rebel, and then you turn around to say other things again. What exactly is this government wanting to tell us? Because almon tonyatano alka balu wala. Kondolo nakino kulen ko more than what digga kulen ko hod nakino moilolo. We not gonna scare you people to tell you whatever. So the police got to do the right thing. Therefore ruslu yo nga sol uniform samoro mo sol uniform, you people criminally connive again ngen reño ñu non ngen pare di taw di fenal dika bi yep. And then you expect people to believe that, and you turn around and tell us that, oh yeah. And the funny thing is, Usainu went to school with us. He's got teachers, he's got friends, he's got family, he's got neighbors. So if you tell us that he's a rebel, all his neighbors can testify that he is not. If you tell us that he was in the Casamas rebellion, all of his friends whom he grew up with, including us, we can say that no, that's a lie. So if that is a lie, what is next? He works in Brikama Area Council. We all can say that no, that's not true, that's a lie. And of course, the documents can prove that that is not true. So what truth has the government told us in this case? Zero. Everything they told us is a fabrication. The only truth they told us that he works at, Brikama Area Council is from UDP. He was at the UDP court case in Banjul. He was to kill a dozen of, police officers. That is the true story of their fabricated script that they have drafted to definitely ban the United Democratic Party. So what I'm doing that? Because even when that incident happened, is when a lot of, okay, not legiti and UDP them mbokuma sen party that what I know anybody man. Sometimes you enter definitely danka because take it easy on people. Al jawol siada baki. Kabiri nyun ko kero ko sawo ngi mudal. Ya la tolo plan e kamera ko ka fenga ton di ka jalole la tol Sa ya mudal. And all of a sudden you realize that when UDP brought out the guy in hoodie, they're like, oh, so it's not him. How did you even fabricate that story? UDP man jaw so Gambia minta mira sankarela. UDP man jaw soto Gambia min tamira adam balo la masa kundala min ka police ol faye murun ko tenga pour ka la UDP kam jaw ya man tambi wala. So if you people are looking at people so kala modol min ka Facebook atu mol nenna nal bal jawol nyine la alta adam baro nyine ana ka fo mol ani police ol kada wala kala mol bude murun ko tenga fangol la mol fa pour karol nondi jaw ya man tambi wala. And we are going to say it as it is. That is just the fact. We don't care about your politics. But this dude you people want to frame, we are going to defend it to the letter. And of course, very soon we will get into the defense. But then even after clearly telling you that this dude did not do this, what will the government now come out to tell us? Who killed the cops? This is the question that you people don't want to hear? Alnim molbe state house Senegal la ñing malo wol kam uniform si falla dum ibe mo lamane bodol suñale na betala Senegal ka diade ñame momon kuno wodo. And now what you people are trying to do with all those so-called ministers you gather to go and meet one little small boy who is just made minister 3 days ago in Senegal, mi ya lon ko experience fon tije wala ka si ka fatole ko Gambia had to get Senegalese CFA as a legal tender in the Gambia. And the government now said that, Senegalese trocol inside Gambia, inside the Gambia, can actually use CFA to pay the bridge to pass. That means Senegalese CFA is a legal tender in the Gambia. That is going to smoothing business. Business where? Are Gambians going to use Dalasi in Senegal? No way. Are Gambians going to use any, Dalasi to cross any bridge in Senegal? No. Is the bridge actually at the border? No. But why are Senegalese going to use CFA as a legal tender in the Gambia? For Gambia currency for ala bora silam. Ale jutun na yasin na banko la. Ale banko doyandi. Ale mole jutun de Gambia la. Ala bora wala na banko moge Senegalia. Senegalese are in charge of our military. Senegalese are in charge of our let's say our security basically. Senegalese are in charge of our state house. Tontola mansa kundala kulolo be dami Senegalese le marari wala. E bora wora ko mon hanin na kodo fon kam yu sai me Senegal la kodo la tala pour ka ka joro ke pour ila motole tambina fangol la banko ka. And some would start to tell you, but why are you against this here and there? Gambian jumale along sefa me mu sefa correct ngora ni sefa me mu faked. Now, if that is the case, is the people at either Ports Authority or wherever, are you people now going to print receipts in CFA? How do you regularize this with, Atondi, Kafonya, the Central Bank of the Gambia? And you have all those ministers going to the border and all those directors to come back and say they have a deal with Senegal, which is basically to allow Senegalese to pay in their own currency in our own country. Of course. And then other people will tell you, yeah, but we are buying a lot of things from Senegal. International trade between two sovereign countries is not really done in CFA or Dalasi. It's done in hard currency. For CFA and hard currency, let us say. But these are people with very, very rotten understanding of basic economics. And they will jump and tell, but these are the same people who will defend the regime at all cost. Because Walman Sula Gambia Fenna simply because of their own pockets. You people told us that, the former regime is bad. How good are you comparatively? You've just mortgaged our country to Senegal. How can Senegalese use CFA inside the Gambia when Gambians cannot use a Dalasi inside Senegal? How can they pay the bridge using Senegalese? It's like government is transacting with Senegal using, CFA. Tavaco is going to bring enough CFA into the country when our goods, most of our goods are coming through Senegal, depreciating the value of the Dalasi to Gambian or Dalasi. Single Dalasi is now, let's say, $70. Oh, let's say a single dollar is like $70. You cannot regulate the economy. You cannot make life better for us. The country is doing better. The country is not doing better. How are we doing better? Senegal is in charge of our security. Senegal is in charge of our state house. 7-8 good years. Now you're bringing off your crazy draft constitution. That is like, it's like the people's draft constitution versus the NPP's draft constitution. This is your new NPP constitution because you people just want Barrow to remain in power. And he's going to remain in power for the next 10 years or he wants to serve for 20 years or whatever. And then so that the Senegalese can continue to occupy our country. And then you want to jump and tell us that, oh no, everything between us is quite great and good. What is great and good? What is really great and good by fabricating stories against Ousainou Bojang because you have issues with the UDP. Man, so len amé sen issue ak UDP dem len ngeen lijante lolu bay len ñun suñ boy bi deful len dara reyut ben police. He have no business with the police. He's not no rebel. How can you tell me my brother from the hood is a rebel? Fan la nekké rebel. Néna mëna fen. Sankare yow fen bu nekk Gambia rek yow Sankare ya koy wax. Fa lañ tollu ak yow de. This is how you actually jump and told us that Omar Sadio was a rebel. He's the numtulati Domi Salif Sadio la. Ngentop, the military is one of the most disgusting institutions in the Gambia. You people said, you actually dismissed over 17 people. They are non-Gambians. You never published their names. Where are those 17 people you dismissed from the army? Fabricated stories, lies. You jumped again, you said, Omar Sadio is the son of Salif Sadio. But you later went to court, you realized that the court told you that, no, that is a lie, it's a fabricated story. Oh, no, we are now charging him for, falsifying, information. What he gave us, in trying to get a passport, he changed his date of birth. You realize all those is lies. You turn around because they call him Sane. Typically, like, in a typical Karoninga society, somebody my grandmother brought up, his name is Karafa, but we call him at home Sane. That doesn't mean that is his name, but that is his Kanyaleng name. So you went to pick this dude's Kanyaleng name and bring it to court to say, no, his name is Sane, his name is not Omar, Sadio. You don't know people's culture, you don't know their tradition, you come and lie. You see how the military can lie? But how can he now become Sane, whom you already said he was the son of Salif Sadio? For Salif Sadio, Kontonka Falin, and Biaika Sare, so Maika Sadio. The court actually ruled in favor of the dude. They told you to actually reinstate him in the army. You said you are waiting for legal opinion. What stupid legal opinion are you waiting for? You people, those stupid lawyers in the army are better than the courts that they have to give you a legal opinion before you reinstate somebody? Are they more Gambian than that dude? But you have this mentality that anybody who bears a Jola surname and is involved in a little crime is a rebel, because that's the mentality you all get. You people are just toxic and disgusting. Because if a government can go to a level that they look at the brother you grew up in the community, more than 2-3 months, you want people not to be disgusted by that? There is no way. Because you know what? The greater good of the country is better than exposing some of the terrible acts that some of you people do. Because that's not even, the most interesting thing for the society. So we all cannot continue just to be silent over that, because you went to Ousainu's house, you picked a shoe there. Now, before you, how can a shoe from somebody's house be the one that to determine that this person was at this place and it's not at that place, where you know that this place thousands of people would meet there? And then you brought in somebody who is very close to you to serve as independent witness, who will tell us that, Kabir Naraja went there at midnight because we had a problem of this car issue. That was not reported to any police station, but it was at anti-crime. It was not documented anywhere in anti-crime, but it was basically an issue that he came to actually discuss at midnight. And that is how he got to serve as independent witness, who will definitely witness discussions between you and Ousainou Bojang, and you speak in Mandinka when the independent witness cannot speak Mandinka. So what is he witnessing? And the domi jamo di taka di chain ay loham di ko dur comme num len nehe melni comme yen mom Gambia comme and then you start telling the dude, do you know junglers? So you are trying to tell him that, do you know junglers? You people are the new junglers. Yen paramilitary, yen ay junglers. You people are the new junglers for this, government. All of that you did. Luckily, you could not kill this dude, because when I was listening to Sankare's audio or whatever interview at West Coast Radio, other people were like, Andy Lenko, you publicly execute him, do this and that simply because government said, we got the person who killed. Now let all of you come out and tell the government who killed the cops, and the ones that killed the cops should be publicly executed, and we will know that they are within the system and they are the people who are lying, because government bude amulosi ben loho amulos defulosi dara, you can do and defend. Lolen di gene di wani ne aboy bi rebel la mu ngi yon Banjul si UDP court case bi, he was there with the gun, he works at Brikama area council, ndekete lolu yep sen fabrication lolu yep dul la. Sankare nak mu gene mu ne luma wax yep du man mako wax, police ñoo mako wax, mel ni ñuy té santé. Waye Sankare yow ya fi gënon nga nañu Omar Sadio rebel la, fekk nak lolu yep ay fen la. Sankare fen bo dégga ci nguur gi rek ya koy wax. Why no muntillahu lahu? You know why you're not taking a ministerial position? Because you want to maintain that US citizenship or whatever. Sangare, bo buge judol, ajana. You definitely will someday face the consequences of your actions. And all these fabricated stories that you keep fabricating against people's brothers and their families, they will come after you. You sat on TV, you called a brother that he is a rebel. He is a Domi Salef Sajola. Feninen. Jeki don't know Useno Bojang was in the Casamas rebellion, Mungion UDP court case, Dugana Fiep, Loliep Ifen. Why do you like to lie against people's family members? Is that how you people want to remain in government? Is that how you people are going to remain in power? I am going to bon boko ame sideka nag ngam ñi ñoo xamantene gomuñ dara nak ñoo nekk di dolal nguur bobu nonu. Gambia, the sad thing is that people who have no capacity are more determined to lead the country than people who definitely have capacity. So that's the problem. Because those with capacity will like, boy, politics. You would not know until they start to fabricate stories around people that you know very well. And then you think, oh yeah, can a human being do this? Can somebody go this low? Can somebody be this terrible? You have this mentality that, oh yeah, all these Jola, Karoninga people, they're all rebels. That is basically how you keep doing it. Because for Omar Sajo, generally, you said he's the son of Salif Sajo. So you turned the entire story. You said, okay, he brought in, fake birth certificate, or he joined the army with somebody's papers. But let's even come to joining the army with people's papers. Go and vet the entire army. You will meet that probably 35 to 40% are all people who came with other people's documents. Because the names they bear in the originality of their names and what they are being called in the army is very different. And kan ngeen xam lolu tay ma fogg na yana amon policy that if you serve the army beyond 3 months, even if it is not in your name, you will remain there. Tay ngeen xam ñoo xamantene ñoy dañ judo Gambia, ñeneen ñu judo wut Gambia. But that is how your government operates. Yana de jël ay ñoo xamantene ay coupist people who defrauded this country money, you bring them back into the system and give them big position and empower them. Because the criminals are your criminals. And that is why the government is so inept. That is why the country is getting backward by the day. Kondok solen toge ngen ñu ne Ousainou Bojang rebel la. And then now you're going after this man Kajang who was, why len ngeen xam ko nak. Police no len mus genu le na mus ñi. Lolu nak ngeen wara xam. Because Mankajang that you're now intimidating, telling him not to, do whatever, or, trying to say, oh, you have prospects here and there. It's not about the prospects. It's about the truth. It's about the honesty. It's about the information he got that is going to put you people, in the limelight for criminal activities that the government continues to do. Because yana ray policy. And then you did not kill them for anything. You basically killed them simply because you definitely, wanted to ban the United Democratic Party. And all your investigations have clearly told you that Ousainou Bojang is not it. If not, kam nga kula investigate feka mungi udara fumlay takal. Nekune is investigating to know the truth, but investigating to look for something to cover up because kamna ne lu xew ñom ñoko def. And then you look at the people involved in the investigation, the same set of people. And it's not that they are investigating you, they are trying to frame you. So imagine those who should investigate you are the ones that are framing you, dila taka dila door mel ni mbam. Ñu fogg na lolu dafa jeex Gambia ndeke yeen mom lolu ngeen di doxal. Adam Barrow mo be sa UDP jow ya, you can be an opposition with them, but definitely killing their people is nothing that you can do. So that you definitely we cannot get on with. No, you must go mine you what? No, mung si beer living. So you can't do all that. So if basically you believe that Ousainou Bojang is a rebel, why did you then turn around and say man waxuma lolu ye police ñoma ko wax? Yo Sankare ak police yana da ngeen di téssante legi? Police shamefully came out to say everything Sankare said, we actually told him. Now police come and provide evidence that Ousainou Bojang is a rebel. All your 13 witnesses, you could not... and the fact is, after telling us Ousainou Bojang is a rebel, they went to court, they did not bring that statement there. Everything they said in their press conference, the fabricated story, they did not bring any single one of those into the courts. Everything that Sankare said, they did not bring anything of that to the courts. But we are going to put every of these things in a flash drive. Maybe si call bilang na player affaire ñep gis ko. Deka bi yep xamna yeen ay fen kat ngeen, yeen ay tapale kat ngeen, yeen ay kumpulo kat ngeen. And what we would basically tell the Senegalese government, that is actually interfering in a lot of ways. Would they come baro dafa buga wana come dafa talk for the next 20 years, thinking that Senegal is going to continue staying in the Gambia to say, you people are going to continue looting our resources in charge of our military. It is not going to continue. Because yo Usman Sonko, bunya don, how Macky Sall killed Philbert Sambo and DJ Baji, it's just exactly the same way the government of the Gambia killed these 2 police officers to frame the opposition political party. Kon yen warul la nek nguur bo xamantene da ngeen ay dolel ko xamantene ku len fi gëna bañon amu fi ci tiyé sen support ay di len tej Gambia yana yen gisulen won lolu togu tok fi rey ay policier buga len atakal. But generally Senegalese government is not a dumb one. That is why they refuse to bring in their Senegalese gendarmerie to come and testify in this case, because xamuñ ci dara. They only arrested Ousseynou on the basis of what Mama told them, and then they handed him over to the Gambian authorities. Gambian authorities were lying na ñom ñoo arrest boy bi on the basis of codes yo xamantene amu fi. So ulia sifalu no olmo kulle min mansodo anita sodonola. So we are now waiting. You can intimidate everybody, all you officers involved in this case. We know you by your name. We will document all this. You people will definitely be questioned about this. Because, police they cannot come out and protest or whatever. But the police know basically that their own people are the criminals in this case. And they definitely will someday face, justice. So no matter how, and some of you who so-called influential folks who will be calling other people, information card for code, you have prospects, is your career more important than the truth? But Gambia people almal la tonya almal la fitonya la fa fengo fena nakaron in tilimbali adrong. That is how you people want to operate, because that criminal maneuvering is what you do in every circumstances you find yourself, and that's exactly what you people got to stop. So today we're not really staying here too long, but what we want to tell you that the police investigation clearly told you that Ousseynou was not at this case. But let me tell you that the police were not investigating Ousseynou. The police were busy framing Ousseynou because they were trying to cover up for their own shit, because everything around this case was masterminded within their own cocoons and all their this nonsense political desire to ban the United Democratic Party. What I'm talking about. So, mkudimi alonko, akwai rantol bela, sa Senegal ngamra, Gambia is just a colony. But, Senegal la fam ko because they would sit down and say, the waste time, like, why Gambia, we should just make it the 16th, region of Senegal. Because if now our military is in their hands, how can a country actually, you kind of disarmed your military for almost 8 years now? And this same person want to continue to be president for the next 10 years or whatever, in whatever you people are trying to put in the draft constitution or whatever nonsense constitution belonging to NPP, because this is not what the people of the Gambia had actually brought up. Just to favor one person. And this man is going to continue in how you people want it for the next 10 years. That is going to be 20 years in power and 20 years of your military being, disarmed. And the Senegalese would be in charge of the Gambia for the next 10 years, making it 20 years of in charge of the Gambia. What is more of a colony than that? They are in charge of our state house. They are in charge of, our military. Their currency is now a legal tender in our country. And then we think, the country is moving. And we all sit back and say, yeah, we are doing better. And then the president will tell you, within the sub-region, we are doing good. What are we doing good? Nothing. What to be judged now? It's all about politics. We will give you the politics to the letter, because this government is disgusting. And you cannot kill the police and want to frame one of our brothers, and you think we are going to shut up on it. We are going to expose you day by day, and everybody involved in this case will someday face justice. Usman Sonko nyol ni mo ko tangol jajane ko min beke Gambia, where are they today? And all bordal dara arjanal salfintini je ngal dundi jahandama. So thank you all, and then I'll catch you up another time. Got a couple of people over here, so talk to you another time. But the fact of the matter is that we're telling you the police were not investigating Ousseynou. They were busy framing him, and even when they came to court, they could not present anything tangible. Now they even said that even the shoe they picked in his house to say that this shoe was found the footprints were found on the crime scene. But crime scene, over 200 people would have gathered there. How can you tell that this particular footprints is the one that is, the shoe from Husseino's house? And in fact, that shoe did not even belong to the dude. And then you will get to know that when the sizing of the shoes come out in court, you will know that what size is this shoe and what size is this, does this guy wear. Then Gambia be balona wal to kwatol mu tapale le datol mo kurungol le datol mo fala le datol mo, you people frame people simply because you just want to ban the United Democratic Party. Muna jarta wala. Because there are other things that we gotta be getting on with. But just so you know, adol minister min kan dola bankol tala brufut al bungol loje nal pare al bala nal min kalala na dola tamun dola sadet abakoy lalal na dol ma sade so dal bara dami al dala da bungol loje adol mo kurum balle adol ko yaa jame kam molla bankol le tatol murda ko adol ko molla bankol tala al dam maltema, including people like Ibrahim Sile da bodam tollo kombo berebelo mana ne man ta jambure lan tala taje yaketa abru fudle diarali adol ma sade so nani na bajen jengol man na mul na fano fenna simply because al na ko mo TDA is a land dispossession mechanism that we know you people did not start, but you are utilizing to the best of your ability, not for the state benefits, but for your personal gains, because al buko banko talia ke Gambia la kukunto wala al buka talaka ko ka di Gambia mulla mini alon ko ita la fon so don wala par al kal talato dam mal tema mini alon ko you can buy anywhere, any plot in the country. So what kind of, government is only benefiting people who are working in it, and not even all people who are working in it, people who have key position in it. Ka bankola na fulo beta lalda maltema tilimbali anin jowi ala tambira wala ala bodo wala ka mo kilin wal chikana kal nyol mo level wala go na diara la for momo. Anybody who bears a Jola surname or who is Karolinko or who is whatever is a rebel, say that, and we're happy to hear that. But we will not let you arrest this dude who did nothing to you. You can say, Omar Sajo is a rebel, and then, he is son of a rebel. Ofanya Sifa from who in his right sense would say something like that? You Sankare, you are the only person who is well notorious for all these lies. So Dandula Kala. Because Niman Dandula Kala Lumbe Silebe Kontibola Lale. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you another time. Goodbye.